What is that? What's that smell? You smell that? That's the weekend. By golly, by gum, happy Friday, the 16th day of November 2018. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host, live here from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee. Uriah of Tunk Mountain is in control today. Kat's taking a well-deserved 3-day weekend. Good for her. I talked to Uriah about 5 minutes ago. I said, can we promise our viewers a 5-star show on this Friday? And he said, why don't we promise them a 3-star show? And anything above that is like bonus. And I thought, okay, that's fair enough. So a 3-star show, what you have for you today. Weather forecast, past report, the latest news. We got sports, nicely done, Seahawks. Didn't start out so good, but it sure ended the right way. We got talk Seahawks football, also preview college football. That's coming up this weekend as well. We have the obscure holiday. We have birthdays. We have today in history. We have everybody's entitled to my opinion, and because it's the middle of November, we're going to talk baseball. Yes, yesterday morning, they came in to pre-tape their interview segment. I'm talking about Jose Oglesby and Joel Norman of the Wenatchee Applesox. Jose, of course, is the owner of the franchise, and Joel Norman is the broadcasting voice and director of communications and media relations or something like that. He's got a title that doesn't fit on a business card. Anyway, my conversation with Jose and Joel will be coming up in the second half of the program, and all the usual shenanigans apply. By the way, if you're just getting up and getting going, you'll notice that these streets around north central Washington are a little damp. We had some rain, not a lot of rain, but it's a nice light drizzle in the overnight hours. And so as you get up and moving this morning, you'll notice that. Also, it's considerably warmer. It's 39 degrees outside of our studios, and so that all-important forecast. Big cold front's coming in. It's going to cool things down a little bit. That forecast is coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Also, we have a Stage 1 burn ban, which goes into effect tomorrow morning because high pressure is going to start building up. It's going to put the lid on, and we could be in for some dirty air unless we take care of ourselves. We'll talk about that when we get to news. Let's take you around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet. And let's begin with downtown Wenatchee. Once again, when we have the clouds and the fog, we're kind of limited to the amount of cameras that we can show for you. So most of these cameras are lower in elevation, including that camera there, looking down on South Wenatchee Avenue. And speaking of that, Night in the Box is tonight. In fact, you can almost make out where Night in the Box is going to happen. Right there on South Wenatchee Avenue, right across the street from the Lighthouse. They're getting ready to move to their new location. That's good news. Night in the Box is tonight. We'll be there with our cameras, and we'll have a full report on Monday's news. So good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Sunrise this morning, by the way, at about 7:07, so we're still about 4 minutes away from official sunrise anyway. Camera 2, Uriah says, let's do a slow dissolve and check out Omi Gardens and the Wenatchee Valley proper. Yeah, it's a good-looking view from there. You got to like that. Omi Gardens, of course, is closed for the season, which is kind of a bummer, but hey, you know, that is what it is. The Stamil Complex is plainly in view, the Otabashian Bridge and the Wenatchee Valley proper. That camera is about the same elevation as our cross camera that is opposite of us at the tip of Wenatchee Heights. So good morning to our friends in the Omi Gardens area. Camera 3. We're going to say good morning to Arondo Rock. That's the name of the camera, but what you see, what dominates your picture there is, of course, Turtle Rock. In the middle of the Columbia River, you can just make out the very tip of the Wenatchee area. This is, of course, right behind Rocky Reach Dam. So this is one of our lower cameras as well. So Turtle Rock dominating that shot there. And finally, camera 4, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi. And that is, we can't remember the name of the camera. I can tell you about where that's at. To your left is Highway 97. That is the highway that between Chelan and Pateros and the Columbia River, plainly in view there. That's a camera that's fairly new to us. That's why I'm having a hard time getting my bearings on where exactly that's at. But that's about the best I can tell you. That is somewhere between Chelan and Pateros along the Columbia River with the highway to your left there. That's about as good as I can do. It's a Friday. We're not going to promise. I'm glad we didn't promise you a 5-star show because it ain't going to happen. 5 minutes after the hour, let's take a look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. It looks something like this. Like this. Oh, that's a mountain. Well, we can do passes if you want. It doesn't matter to me, all right? I'll let you decide. I'll do the forecast because that's what we're supposed to do. We do have a cold front that's going to drop into the region, and then it's going to be followed by a high-pressure ridge, which means temperatures will be cooler today and a little on the breezy side. Forecast high today of about 47. We have a slight chance of continuing light drizzle. At 39 right now, and I can see that the TriCaster is misbehaving. Clear tonight, 31 for the overnight low, 43 with sunshine on Saturday, Sunday 42. Very cool for Thanksgiving week, 40, 41, 42, 42, just about normal, but it takes a little while for the body to adjust as we get cooler and cooler. And those overnight lows with high pressure and clear skies for the most part, getting down there below freezing. So that is your forecast from the National Weather Service. Looks like we're pretty much done with the rain, by the way. Now we can go to the mountain passes, and I can tell you right now there are no advisories or restrictions on any of the major mountain passes. It is raining right now on I-90. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. Here's a live shot of I-90 taken just about 10 minutes ago. So no real problems at all. Stevens looks fine. Roadway is bare and wet. It is raining on Stevens Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. Temperatures near 40, by the way, on all the major mountain passes. Blewett looks fine. It's not raining on Blewett. It is overcast. The roadway is bare and dry. Again, no advisories nor restrictions. Forecast for the mountain passes today, rain. It's going to taper off about noon or so. Right now is the warmest part of the day as the mountain passes. As a matter of fact, it's going to cool down to about freezing, but there is no snow at all in the forecast for the Cascades for today, for tonight, Saturday night into Sunday. So if you have travel plans, you're not going to have any problems at all. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be nice. There's no snow at all in the forecast for the mountain passes. And once again, we recommend if you're going to drive over the mountain passes, ladies and gentlemen, please use an automobile. It's just common sense. So that's your forecast. That's your pass report. It's just about 7 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, your Friday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
Find it all at Wenatchee Valley Mall. There's something for all ages at Wenatchee Valley Mall. No matter what the weather, the kids will have fun in one of the many play areas around the mall. Sign your kids up for fun adventures and super specials when they join the Kids Club. It's a great time for kids and an even better time out for parents. Check out specials and events 24/7 at WenatcheeValleyMall.com. It's your Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come shop today.
And at 8 minutes after the hour, overcast, light rain, and 39 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. Here's your Friday morning news. Washington state elections officials report there was really no increase at all in voter turnout, resulting from the state's experiment with prepaid mail-in ballots. Every county except King County participated in the test. It cost the state about $1.2 million. Secretary of State Kim Wyman says the statewide turnout for the August primary, the same as 2010. Chelan County Auditor Skip Morris says there was an increase in the number of voters casting their ballots in the mail.
Primary, we saw a shift. We didn't see a large turnout in the primary. It was kind of low. And we did see a shift away from drop box returns to mail returns, and that had to do with, obviously, with the prepaid postage. The general election, tremendous turnout, but we saw, again, a shift from people returning their ballots through the drop boxes to the mail. It used to be 65-70% through drop boxes, 30% mail. Right now we're tracking right about 50-50 mail and drop boxes. Is that, and now if we look at our increased turnout of 74%, it's kind of hard to figure out if that was a result of the prepaid postage or if it was in fact just a national interest in participating in this midterm election. That one we'll have to debate a while to figure out. I don't know that it actually resulted in higher returns on the prepaid postage side. I just saw a difference primarily in the shift on ballots being returned more in the mail than normal or in the past through the drop box.
The statewide analysis showed that voter participation in the primary and trending in the general election improved in 1/3 of the counties, but actually declined in the other 2/3. The Wenatchee School Board decided this week to involve the public more in its search for a new superintendent. The board, acting on the advice of its hiring consultant, had initially planned a closed search. The thought was that candidates employed elsewhere might be reluctant to have their applications be part of the public process. But Diana Hagelin, communications director for the district, said a survey on what people wanted in a new superintendent indicated high public interest, so the consultants suggested an open process. She said they still expect quality candidates for the job. How the public will be involved exactly will be determined at future board meetings. Of course, current Superintendent Brian Flonis is retiring next summer after 19 years on the job. And there's Dr. Walter Newman, who announced this week that he is going to be, or has actually resigned from the school board. The board is now tasked with appointing a new board member to fill the remainder of his term. Well, the latest real estate snapshot from Pacific Appraisals and Associates shows active home listings in October in the Wenatchee area are at the highest number so far this year. The number of homes currently listed for sale in the Wenatchee market is 218. That's 28% higher than in October of 2017 at 158 active listings. Meanwhile, the sales of single-family homes continue along the same trend as the past several months, with both the median and average sale price of a home up 13% compared to the same time last year. The Grant County Sheriff's Office is offering a $1,500 reward for the return of a patrol rifle stolen from a deputy's patrol vehicle parked outside a Moses Lake home. This happened on Wednesday morning. The AR-15 style rifle was locked in a security bracket which the suspect or suspects were able to break into. Anybody who has information is asked to contact the Grant County Sheriff's Office at 509-762-1160, or you can send info to crimetips@grantcountywa.gov. Tipsters can remain anonymous. The Moses Lake Police Department is managing the theft investigation. Big Bend Community College hosted a job and career fair Wednesday for area students. About 50 employers from around the region participated with information booths and exhibits that filled the conference center on campus. Many were interviewed for current job openings. As a matter of fact, you can learn more about the workforce training program at Big Bend Community College by logging on to their website. And now it's time for our very own Megan McPherson with a look at some of the events going on this weekend in the Wenatchee Valley.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. JP Portrait Studio is offering holiday family mini sessions at the Wells House on the Wenatchee Valley College campus now through Saturday. Get your family portraits taken in this beautifully restored historic home. You will receive 5 fully edited, high-resolution images for downloading to print locally, posting online, or printing through a professional lab connected to the online gallery of JP Portrait Studio. Sessions are $185, maximum of 8 people per session. Availability is limited. Event times are online. Wenatchee High School Choral Department presents How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, being performed now through Saturday at the Wenatchee High School. Big business means big laughs in this delightfully clever lampoon of life on the corporate ladder. Join Finch as he rises from lowly window washer to high-powered executive, tackling such dangers as backstabbing colleagues, office parties, caffeine addiction, and of course, true love. It is a delightful musical satire packed with memorable songs and high-energy musical numbers that you don't want to miss. Tickets are available in advance at numericapac.org or at the door at Wenatchee High School on show day. Full Circle Theater Company presents The Hound of the Baskervilles, being performed this Friday and Saturday at the Riverside Playhouse. Powers of evil exalted, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson must wend their way through the realm of the supernatural, meeting eccentric characters, frisky sheep, oozy moorland mud, and quite a scary pooch along the way. Who knows, perhaps there may be new love as well. Come for an evening of laughs and chills. Get your tickets at numericapac.org. Pybus Public Market is hosting their annual Holiday Artisan Fair in the main concourse and the Local-Tel Event Center on Saturday from 9 to 4. It will feature over 40 local and regional vendors including crafts, holiday gifts, decor, jewelry, art, and more, and will be free for the public to attend. On top of all of the wonderful shopping, there will be giveaways and a photo booth with Thanksgiving and Christmas props. And finally, Cashmere Community Concerts invites you to come in out of the cold to the warmth and excitement of the on-fire sounds of Whiskey Deaf this Saturday night at 7 p.m. at the Cashmere Riverside Center. Whiskey Deaf plays a lively mix of lesser-known traditional bluegrass, old-time, and early country tunes and brings together a unique blend of styles and talents. The cost is $3 at the door and a pass the hat for musicians with a suggested donation of $8 to $11. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at NCWLIFE.com.
Thank you very much, Megan. One final item of news we want to get to. A ban on outdoor burning for the use of uncertified stoves and fireplaces begins at 10 o'clock tomorrow in our region for Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties. Poor air quality is going to be the cause. As I mentioned during the forecast at the start of the show, we're going to have a high pressure ridge that's going to build up. It's going to bring us lots of sunshine, cool temperatures, but it also means the lid will be on. This is all, of course, from the Department of Ecology because they are predicting stagnant air conditions. So under a stage 1 ban, all outdoor burning is prohibited. That includes residential, agricultural, forest burnings, uncertified wood stoves, fireplace inserts. If it's an uncertified wood burning device, you can't burn it unless it is the only adequate source of heat in your home. Of course, if you have a certified wood burning device, that's not a problem. A stage 1 burn ban begins tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. All right, 16 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And we're talking baseball with the Applesox. The owner of the franchise, Jose Oglesby, and the voice of the Applesox, Joel Norman, will be here. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCWLIFE channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCWLIFE has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCWLIFE, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Hi everyone, Brent here at Town Nissan. Will you look at this 2016 Nissan Altima, or this 2016 Nissan, or better yet, how about a 2014 Nissan Sentra? All three with very low miles and all three certified through Nissan with up to a 100,000-mile warranty at no cost to you, where you could save thousands by buying a pre-owned Nissan. Come down today, see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Back at it on this Friday. We have overcast conditions and 39 degrees. Some light drizzle in places. We'll top off at about 47 with quite a bit of cloud cover, but sunshine and cool temperatures expected for the weekend. Let's do sports. The Seahawks kept their postseason hopes alive. They came from behind, beat the Green Bay Packers last night at CenturyLink Field. The final was 27-24. Russell Wilson found Ed Dixon on a 15-yard touchdown pass with 5:08 left to play. That was the game winner. The Seahawks defense had a good night. They sacked Aaron Rodgers 5 times. And they pestered him enough on the Packers' final drive to cause 2 incomplete passes, including what proved to be Green Bay's final offensive play on the 3rd and 2 situation. Seattle got off to a miserable start. They fumbled on the very first play of the game. That allowed the Packers to get the early lead, but Coach Pete Carroll, he was relieved to get the win, and he thanked the fans for not giving up.
Really happy about this win for our guys, for all of us, for the 12s that were waiting for us. It took us a long time to get going in the first half. We just didn't play well at all. But it does show you that doesn't decide the game. Our guys went in at halftime. We made a few adjustments. The defense put some stuff together that's turned the game around really by the stops they kept getting, and just played entirely different football for us. And it was just a great turnaround.
Russell Wilson, 21-31, 225 yards and a couple of touchdowns after a slow start. Coach Carroll said they worked hard over the years to build a never-give-up attitude.
I would like to think that we've instilled a belief that it ain't ever over, and that they'll keep hanging. And we have for a long time. There's a lot of games on the record there. It's hard to beat us, when we just keep battling. And scores are, even when we lose games that we think we should have won, they're always close. And we've been really good at that for a long time. I think the belief is deep, and that's what sustains you, where you keep thinking something good's going to come if you just keep working. And we've been preaching that for years, and I think it's in the mentality.
Seahawks improved to 5-5 on the year. They don't play again for another 9 days. They don't play again until November 25th. That's when they'll travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers. And then 5 of their final 6 games are at home. From bowling to bowling, let's take a look at the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. From Thursday, the Wenatchee Panther bowlers traveled to Davis yesterday, picked up a 4-0 win by a margin of 632 pins. High scores went to Emily Groff with a 218. Jessica Holbrook rolled a 210 and a 202. Alicia Ferguson and Hannah Johnson each with a 172. Hey, 2 local youth football teams have a chance to play on the red carpet tomorrow in Cheney. There's a lot on the line. Our very own Eric Granstrom has more on this.
Go. Set. Hit.
You're watching our local Pop Warner football team, the Wenatchee Valley Rams green, practice under the lights at Liebofdorf Field in preparation for their regional championship game tomorrow on the Red Inferno at Eastern Washington University. These are 9, 10, and 11-year-olds who love playing tackle football.
If anybody's thinking about putting kids in football, definitely do it because it's like the best sport. It's like my favorite sport.
Okay. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think kids should be able to play tackle football.
Yeah.
It's a safe environment.
That's Mason Galvin and Brady Paz. They're 2 of 27 players on the junior Pee Wee team that will face Pacifico out of California for the title and a shot at going to the Pop Warner Super Bowl in Orlando, Florida.
So how cool would this be if you guys are able to get that win on Saturday and get a chance to go to
I
Florida?
actually might start crying. It's going to be so much fun.
So how do you not get super oversight thinking about that's what's on the line instead of just playing the game?
We use our excitement against the team and we just play like we do and
Channel
hopefully
that
win.
energy?
Yeah.
On the other end of the field practicing last night were the Wenatchee Valley Rams Black, the 7, 8, and 9-year-old Pop Warner team. They'll be playing for the league championship Saturday, also on the red carpet. I spoke with running back Jordan Balb and quarterback Jackson Mitchell.
Is to get the snap and hand it off to the running back or pass it to the receivers that are out there.
Do you know how many yards you have rushing this season so far?
Maybe about 700, 600.
Holy cow, you're kidding. Wow. What's your longest touchdown run?
About 80, 75 yards.
Holy cow. Well, that's got to be some good blocking, or is it just you with moves?
It's my whole team.
Your whole team? Okay. So, yeah, QB, let's talk about your offensive line.
My offensive line is great, and the whole team is really great on the offensive line. It opens a big hole every time we run the middle and stuff like that.
So how stoked will you be if you guys win the championship?
I'll be really stoked.
Really excited? Do you guys get a, throw the water tank on the coach or something like that? Or?
No.
All right, there you go. Rams are going to do it this Saturday.
Best of luck to both teams in Cheney over the weekend. We wish them the best of luck. The Wenatchee Wild continue their Canadian road trip tonight. They're in Trail after knocking off Merritt on Wednesday. The Wild will try to extend their 4-game winning streak against the Smoke Eaters. That's at 7 tonight. And then tomorrow they'll be in Salmon Arm to take on the Silverbacks. That also is at 7 o'clock. Oh, let me tell you about the college football schedule. Actually starts tonight. The Eastern Eagles are on the road. They'll be at Portland State to take on the Vikings, 7:05 coming up tomorrow. Number 18, Washington will host Oregon State at 1:30. That's on the Pac-12 network. And then the number 8, Washington State Cougars kick off at Martin Stadium against Arizona, 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night. That game on ESPN. Hey, speaking of college football, don't forget, today is the all-school tailgate luncheon at the Wenatchee Convention Center. The keynote speaker, my sister, yes, B.J. Kuntz, the Dean of Students at Wenatchee High School. It begins at 11:30. Food, fun, fight songs. The Wenatchee Rotary Club and the Wenatchee Central Lions Club are hosting that event. Have a good time there, and it's really cheap. Show up and have a good time. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Friday morning. Let's do the obscure holiday of the day today. Most of the obscure holidays seem to be food related, and today is no different. Today is National Fast Food Day. Today, the very first fast food restaurant to open up in the United States was a White Castle, founded by Walter Anderson and Billy Ingram in Wichita, Kansas in 1921. Of course, White Castle is still around over the years, of course. All kinds of different fast food restaurants have opened up in the U.S. McDonald's, Subway, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell. I wrote as many down as I could think of. Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Sonic, Domino's Pizza, Jack in the Box, Arby's, on down the line. Fun facts about fast food. In 1970, Americans spent approximately $6 billion on fast food. In 2017, Americans spent over $208 billion on fast food, and in 2021, it's estimated that Americans will spend about $225 billion a year on fast food. 90% of American children will visit a McDonald's restaurant in any given month. That's remarkable. 5% of all the potatoes grown in the United States goes to make McDonald's French fries. Brazil's largest private employer for the entire country of Brazil is McDonald's Incorporated, and there are over 300,000 fast food restaurants in the United States alone. Yes, our Americans, we love our fast food. Happy National Fast Food Day today. Let's do Today in History at 25 minutes after the hour. Happy birthday, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma is 111 years old today, November 16th, 1907, Indian Territory and Oklahoma Territory joined to form Oklahoma, the 46th state in the Union. The state song, big surprise, Oklahoma, from the musical. And Oklahoma, and I did this research, Oklahoma is the only state in the Union that has a state meal. There's a state meal, and it consists of fried okra, squash, cornbread, barbecued pork, biscuits, sausage and gravy, grits, corn, strawberries, chicken fried steak, pecan pie, and black-eyed peas. That's the official Oklahoma state meal. Not surprisingly, 33% of adults in Oklahoma are obese. Thought I'd just throw that out there. Happy birthday, Oklahoma. November 16th, 1914, 104 years ago today, the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States officially opened for the very first time at their flagship branch in New York City. During their very first day of operation for the Fed, the bank took in $100 million in deposits from 211 member banks. They made 2 rediscounts, whatever that is. They received their first shipment of Federal Reserve notes, and they gave away 7 calendars. The Federal Reserve Bank of the United States is 104 years old today. And November 16th, 1992. This is a great story. His name is Peter Watling. He was a farmer in Hoxne, England. Hoxne, England. He's just a farmer. He lost his hammer out in his field. He called up his buddy Eric Laws and says, Eric, can you come over and help me find my hammer? Can you bring over your metal detector? Maybe we can find my hammer. And well, Eric found it. Eric Laws found Peter Watling's hammer with his metal detector. He also found 14,865 gold, silver, and bronze Roman coins from the 4th century, valued at $4.3 million. Not bad. And he got his hammer back, too. By the way, they got to split it. Never, ever give somebody with a metal detector a bad time. You never know. 2 birthdays passed along to you today. The very last king of Hawaii was born on this date in 1836. There he is. He went by Kalakua, his official name, and I have it here. David Lamia Kamanama Kamapua Mahilani Nalikani Kula. David is his name. He was the last king of Hawaii. He was born in the state in 1836. And Diana Krall, the Canadian singer, songwriter, pianist, and jazz artist extraordinaire, the only jazz artist in history to have 8 albums debuting at the top of the Billboard Jazz Album Chart. She's won 3 Grammys. She's got a bunch of awards. She's very good. Happy 54th birthday to Diana Krall. Peel me a grape. 28 minutes after the hour. Everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And then my conversation with Jose Oglesby and Joel Norman talking Applesox baseball when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Turn back the clocks and grab the ice melt. Winter weather is here. This is Corey at Rose Tractor. If you're looking for a reliable way to clear snow, look no further than Cub Cadet. For sidewalks and driveways, a Cub Cadet snow thrower will get the job done in a jiffy. For larger jobs, a Cub Cadet Challenger utility vehicle with a snow blade will handle about anything. You can depend on Cub Cadet for years of reliable performance, and we'll help you select the best model for your job at Rose Tractor, family-run business at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
NCWLIFE Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started? And why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, there's a lot of argument these days about capitalism and whether or not some people have too much money. Well, honestly, I have to agree. I think some people do have too much money, but also, honestly, who's to say who has too much and what too much is? You, me? Now, one truth is, to many people in third world countries, the average American, you and me, for example, we have too much money. We have more than enough food, little concerns about personal safety, and the lifestyle of most of us exceeds that of millionaires 100 years ago. So again, what's too much and who gets to say? Something to consider. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Pybus Public Market is hosting their annual Holiday Artisan Fair in the main concourse and the LocalTel Event Center this Saturday from 9 to 4. There will be over 40 artisans with handmade crafts and gifts, a photo booth, giveaways, and more. Kashmir Community Concerts presents Whiskey Deaf on Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. It's happening at the Kashmir Riverside Center. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car.
Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. It's cold, it's gray, it's clammy, it's November. Let's talk baseball, baby. Hot Stove League. Let's get going. The Wenatchee Applesox are about ready to enter into a milestone season, their 20th year of baseball in the West Coast League. And here to join me for the first time ever, and I can't believe it took us this long to get these guys on the show. To my immediate left is the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. He also handles media relations and all kinds of, probably you have your finger in a lot of different pies, I'm assuming. Joel Norman, the Director of Communications, make your title specific, and the owner of the Applesox, now in his second year, Jose Oglesby. Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Very
Jose?
good, thank you.
Welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
First timers get the same question. Just a little background, little Jose 101. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself, Jose.
Well, I'm a software developer by career, and about a year and a half ago, I decided that I wanted to try owning a baseball team. And so I started looking around, and I found Wenatchee Applesox, and here I am.
And here you are. And so far, it's been a pretty good marriage.
And so far, it's been great.
Yeah.
The people, the town, the community is supportive. I couldn't have asked for a better setup.
Were you familiar with Wenatchee area, North Central Washington, before you dove in and wrote the check
Just
to Jim?
from driving through on the way to various places.
Yeah. And now you're here.
And now I'm here. Yeah.
Joel, a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Graduated from West Virginia University in May. And moved out a week later. Packed up all my belongings, and here I am.
How did you land this gig? You saw it on the trades or something? Or?
Yeah, I applied for about 20 to 30 different broadcasting jobs, and fortunately I heard back from the Applesox. I remember I always tell people my first day I came in, I met Jose, and I was like, I don't remember talking with him during the interview process. And Ken Osborne, our GM, says, "Oh, this is Jose. He's the new owner of the team." My first thought was, okay, well, do I still have a job? Do I need to turn around right now? But everything's worked out great. It's been a lot of fun.
Let's take care of some myths and misconceptions right now. It's not like you guys fold up the tent at the end of August and say, we'll see you in June. You guys work as hard now as you do during the actual baseball season, right, Jose?
If anything, we work at it harder now. This is the season where we have to make plans. We have to put things in place for next year. It takes time to get those things done. We talk to sponsors, we talk to season ticket holders. It's a lot of work now.
Same deal for you. What have you been doing since the season ended?
Yeah, sponsorship sales has been a big thing. We talk with our sponsors. They're a huge part of our success. Without them, we're not here. And there's a reason why we're going into our 20th season, and it's because of them. So ensuring that those relationships are still strong and maybe establishing some new ones. That's been a lot of the work this offseason, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
It should be noted that this is a stable franchise, and that throughout the history of even before the West Coast League, there were other leagues that the Applesox were a part of. Teams have moved, teams have folded. Not the Applesox. They've been here since day one. And that it's good to work for a stable organization, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really comforting, and just for myself. You come in and you look at these summer league teams. A lot of them fold across time. But I looked at the success of the Applesox, not just on the field, but as a brand, as a franchise. Jim's his real business philosophy has been real successful. And then he sold the team, and we see it's going to continue now. And Ken staying along, it's just been a huge part of it, and it's exciting. It's an exciting team to work for, and there's never a slow day at work, so to say.
I know Jim Corcoran helped you out during that transition, Jose, last year. Now he's gone. The training wheels are off the bike, so to speak. What did you learn from Jim last year?
I think the most important thing that I learned from Jim was the importance of relationships. He had built, hundreds of relationships with people in town, and he was able to, pass them on to our new group. So that's been really gratifying. And I think all the work that he did all those years, building those roots, is really coming to fruition. So that's really been helpful. When I was looking around for a franchise, I really wanted a place where I didn't have to develop all those things from scratch, because that's really a daunting task.
And you also have Ken Osborne, who's part of the ownership group, and also he got a promotion.
Yes.
He's now the GM.
Well, he's the one that knows the most about what we're doing.
Yeah.
the rest of us are, trying to catch up with Ken. But he's a great mentor on that aspect of operations and things like that.
And it helps that he loves baseball, and I know you love baseball. It's you want to have an owner who loves the sport, right? It's not just looking at the bottom line on a spreadsheet.
That's right. No, I'm a baseball fan through and through. I mean, I've been a baseball fan since I was a kid. I mean, really.
From Pittsburgh to West Virginia to Wenatchee, what are your impressions of our little hamlet here, Joel?
Well, it's a nice little area. It's a little different. I've been saying this since May. I mean, it's different seeing the mountains every day. I mean, it was definitely hilly where I live, but not to this extent. Living in a valley, it's a beautiful area though. I've really enjoyed it. The cold right now, maybe not as much, but thinking about June a little bit more and more each day. But
well, we earn our springs and summers here when we have to go through days like this. The league schedule for next year is out, and Jose, I'll ask you. How does the league go about deciding who plays when and where? I know you have some non-league games. You got some holes to fill, but the league schedule is out. Walk us through the process. How does that work?
So this year we had our commissioner of the league, Rob Nair, put together a proposal, which he then submitted to all the various teams. Originally, we really wanted to have no gaps and have games like just about every day. But then reality sets in, and some teams cannot play on certain days. Some teams can, have some travel restraints, and so eventually you have to go through all of that and adjust the schedule for those things.
And including everybody wants to play on Friday and Saturday at home.
That's right.
Everybody wants to have Independence Day at home, and it doesn't always work out that way.
That's right. This year we're going to have more. Last year we only had like 3 weekends. I think
it was 2 or so. Yeah.
I think this year we're going to have 4 or 5, and then I think we're also going to have one weekend where we have a non-league game. So.
Okay. The season's still the same length, though. Everybody still plays the same amount of league games, and
we're still
within the same
still
calendar.
60 games. 30,
okay.
Yeah, 30 home, 30 away, and no, we are excited about filling in the non-league aspect of the schedule, and it should be fun.
And this probably can't be too much of a phone call. As we mentioned, 19 years in the business, you can probably call up some of these teams and they go, "Oh yeah, we love Wenatchee. We've been to Wenatchee. We'd be more than happy to play a couple of games that don't count with you guys."
Sure.
Yeah.
We can do that. And yeah, we're definitely making all those calls now.
And
I think Ken's doing that.
And Kyle did it a little bit too. Yeah, he's made a couple calls. I think he scheduled a couple.
Yeah,
we have in mind.
Yeah, he told me this morning that he said that the schedule is almost set. We're almost there.
And I like it when these out-of-town teams come because Wenatchee never travels to take on these teams in these non-league games. They're almost always at Paul Thomas Senior Field. But these are baseball lifers. These non-league teams that come in. These guys are just playing it just because they love baseball, as opposed to collegiate guys who are playing in a wood bat league and want to eventually work their way up to wherever their talent and their gumption may take them. That's not necessarily the case with some of these other teams that come in.
Some of the teams are in other leagues. We have some from a former league that we used to be in, the Pacific International League. I think was it the Highline Bears? We played them this past year. Northwest Honkers. Those are teams from there.
Then we do the academies.
Yeah, there's younger players coming in too. It's it's different leagues. It's nice to get these games, because anytime you can add extra home games, why not?
Yeah,
right?
oh, absolutely.
If you've got an open weekend, if you've got an open Monday or Tuesday, why not toss them in? So.
Speaking of home games, anything new in the world of promotions or anything different that people can expect, or is it going to be a little bit of what we've always used to and maybe some new stuff here and there?
Well, one thing that I would like to do is increase the number of community events that we do.
Okay.
So you can look forward to seeing some community events held at at our field. Maybe we'll see if we can get some entertainment that's different from what we've done. I mean, I know. The thing about the Applesox is over 20 years they've done everything. Really,
Yeah.
They've had concerts. They hear they had Willie Nelson.
We had Willie Nelson came to town a number of years ago.
Thought I
Yeah.
heard-
Yeah, I heard.
Before our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, before our time. But I'm not saying we're going to get Willie Nelson back.
Fingers crossed, right?
But we'll look into things like that. Some rev up the.
And the
fans.
reality is, I mean, I'm a baseball fan, and I'll go to watch a baseball game if they had no between any promotions. It doesn't bother me. I'm there to watch the game. But in today's day and age, it's a show. You have to put on a show for the fans.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing that's happening in baseball throughout, which baseball industry is very much worried about, is the attention span.
Absolutely.
Right? The attention spans are getting shorter. People really don't want to sit through, I happily sat through 17-inning game at the Old Kingdom, okay? So, but these days, people wanted the game to move a little more, and so you got to keep it entertained. You have to keep it interested.
I'm sorry, Jose, I wasn't paying attention. What did you just say? I'm kidding. That's a joke. What's your favorite? I know you're just in your first year. You're about ready to enter your second year, Joel. On the road, some of your favorite parks to call games at?
Boy, there was a lot of great ones there.
Yeah.
I really liked Victoria. We opened up the season. I mean, that just set a great tone for the year. I remember I sat there, and second game of the year had the highest crowd, highest attendance in any single West Coast League game in history. So that was really cool. It got me excited for the start of the season.
Yeah.
But that was a great place. I really liked Corvallis was great because they play at Oregon State Stadium. So, some people wonder whether or not that's fair, but hey, it's a good relationship they built up over time. So
And they're good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're good.
3 straight championships.
Yeah.
So I like that one a lot. Victoria. It's probably other ones I'm thinking of. I'm excited to see some of the other ones still. There's some places, Ridgefield, they got a new team this year.
Yep.
No, we're not going there this year, but looking forward to next season going there. So a couple neat places.
Kyle Krustengel is the manager, the head coach, if you will, of the Wenatchee Applesox. Season was over. I'm sure you had an end-of-the-year meeting with Kyle, sat down. I like him. I love his enthusiasm. I love his love of baseball. What was your parting instructions to Kyle before winter came?
Let's build a winner.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what kind of players we want this year and targeting on those things. We didn't go in depth over, like analysis of everything.
Sure.
But it's just mostly a philosophy. Our philosophy is, my other philosophy is, hey, please, Kyle, get as many local kids as we can.
Sure. And Wenatchee is a great baseball community, and you've had some great local kids.
Right, we have.
From the greater Wenatchee area to play for the Applesox. Yeah. And that's always a challenge, especially, and you can address this, Joel. Earlier in the year, a lot of these kids were playing college baseball deep into June, and the roster is really in flux for the first couple of weeks, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I felt bad. Sometimes I wasn't sure if I was providing enough information for local media, but I was saying, boy, the roster is changing every day. We're picking up guys on the road, literally halfway to a city, and then they're coming for 2 games, and then they go back home. So it's tough because the NCAA regionals are going on at that time, and you move into the College World Series. Guys are kind of in and out. Some can come on, some can't for a little.
Right.
And, Kyle did a great job of being able to just pluck guys from his school at Yakima Valley, just pluck them for a couple games if need be. But yeah, it really didn't stabilize until probably late June. I remember we finally started having some home games in a row then, and I was like, all right, here we go. We got a stable team. Got a good feeling what it's going to be like. So.
Well, I know I'm watching the game sometime, and I'm going like, wait, who is that guy?
He's wearing our jersey, so he's one of us.
He's not on our roster. Who is this guy?
That's our guy.
It's not just quality baseball players, it's quality baseball people. That's what you want, Jose, right? You want upstanding young citizens.
Absolutely. I mean, we are trying to prepare these kids for, the beyond, what happens beyond, and I think character counts.
And they want them to wherever they go in their life to have fond memories of their time with the Applesox. Is it too early to talk about billet families? Can we throw that out there? How are we doing for billets? For the players for a bed to sleep in.
We have a great program, and we have our host families are fantastic, and I think they're ready to go. I don't know. Do we know who we are losing this year? I don't think we know if anybody is not coming back. But I think we have a good bench of people who want to come in, and so I think we're doing really well with our host families.
They mean so much to us too.
Oh, sure.
We talk about what the sponsors mean, but you think about the unselfishness of these host families. To take up a kid who they don't know at all. I mean, I speak from experience. I stayed with a host family this past summer. It meant the world for someone who's going to a completely new area. Just to have someone say, here's some food, here's a
Right.
bed, you know, and I know the players really appreciate it too.
Yeah. I'm excited for Applesox baseball. 20th anniversary, special logos, special jerseys, that kind of cool stuff, Jose? Or you must have something in the hopper.
We're definitely unveiling a logo.
Okay.
That's for sure. That will be having
out.
throughout the season. It'll be coming up. We are definitely going to have, you know, some special publications and things like that, and media outreach and things like that. We might have to do a history of the Applesox special.
Oh, I love that. I love that. How are they, as somebody new to the league, Jose? How do the other owners bring you on board? I know it's kind of a closed group. I mean, to own a baseball team in the West Coast League is not an easy gig to get.
Well, there again, Jim Corcoran.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I should praise him or, but I go to this meeting and they said, well, Jim ought to do that. Jim used to do that. Now you're doing it. This being league secretary.
Sure.
And I'm going, oh, okay, fine. And so I'm dealing with insurance for the league, and I'm dealing with all sorts of things like that. So they're happy so far to have me, I think.
And it's pure baseball. I love the wood bat. I just love that. And there's something about the sound of a ball hitting a wood bat as opposed to an aluminum bat that drives me just, you know, it's got to be a wood bat deal.
Aluminum's cheating, I say.
Yeah, it is cheating. It is cheating if you ask me. I just assume get rid of the whole darn thing.
Absolutely.
Let's wrap up where we started. Schedule. As we mentioned before, the league schedule is set. They still have to fill in some holes for the non-league. Circle some important dates for us. Opening night is
June 4th. That's
against.
a big one. That's going to be against, I forget already.
Victoria.
That's right.
Victoria again for the 4th year in a row.
That's right. We played them a lot in recent years. That's home. That's going to be great to start at home. July 3rd, fireworks night. I got to love those. I mean, that's always a lot of fun. And then beyond that, I'm trying to think of some other really good ones. There's just the whole schedule really excited me. We've got a lot of weekend dates.
We'll have a lot of fun promotions, we hope. We'll see what we do with those. What's one that's always good? Yeah, I'm blanking out on that.
We closed the year in Corvallis, so that could be interesting.
That could be
if we're
interesting.
in a playoff race, that could be big for seeding or potentially something else, maybe a potential championship preview.
And it went right down to the last couple of days last year. In fact, it was so convoluted we couldn't figure out who was going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have somebody in the league office address that issue right there.
We're gonna avoid that. Last year there was some confusion as to the communication of what the tie-breaking procedures were and things like that. This year we're going to avoid that for sure.
That's what we want to hear.
Make sure
can I get
happen.
season tickets now? Can I do it? Is it available? Are they for
Season
sale yet?
tickets are still available.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, no, we definitely want everybody to come. We're also looking for new sponsors.
Always.
Great sponsor opportunities.
Yeah.
And we'll have a couple of interesting twists to throw at that.
Yeah. And the improvements that they made to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College, really nice. I really like. No more dirt. The pavement, it's a beautiful facility. It's one of the best in the league. And it's a great place to watch a ball game.
We'd love to work on a new scoreboard.
Yeah, that would be next.
Yeah.
That would be next.
One thing
for
at
sure.
a time. But yeah, it's a great
One thing.
facility.
Yep.
We're grateful to the college working with us for that over the last few years. I mean, it's been a nice partnership, and we really enjoyed it. I think it's one of the best views in the West Coast League.
Yeah.
I love my view in the press box. You can see the mountains, you see everything, especially when the sun's setting.
Sure.
It's just beautiful.
Well, I did PA work for the Applesox for a number of years, and it's a cool organization to work for, and there's nothing better on a summer night to sit in the ballpark and watch these kids ply their trade and say, hey, I remember when that guy played for the Applesox and now he's pitching for the Mariners, stuff like that.
Marco Gonzalez.
Marco Gonzalez. Don't be a stranger. Come back and see me soon, all right?
We will.
All right,
Thank you
go
very much.
Applesox. Getting ready for baseball can't come soon enough. Did I tell you about that pitch I invented about the slow pitch?
You did.
I still got it. Will they take a 54-year-old guy with a bad arm?
Hey.
You get a chance.
You can come and try and strike out our players. Maybe that'll be the next promotion.
There you go.
We guarantee you I will not be a member of the Applesox pitching staff next year because I just don't have it anymore. I just don't. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley and the NCWLIFE channel. We'll be right back.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Mary Maids.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCWLIFE and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Is your home as comfortable as you like? This Lennox dealer can help.
Make your home comfortable with a Lennox system from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Get up to $1,600 in rebates or special financing.
And welcome back. We're live here at Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee. Wake up Wenatchee Valley on this Friday. I'm Dan Kuntz. Let's wrap up this week and wrap up this program with some housekeeping. Once again, I mentioned this at the top of the show. I'll mention it again now. A Stage 1 burn ban for most of north central Washington begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Chelan, Douglas, Okanagan, Kittitas counties. The Department of Ecology is expecting some pretty poor air conditions to make themselves, well, it's going to happen. Basically because there's going to be a high pressure ridge that's going to start building up. The weather forecast, which is coming up in just a minute, is going to call for quite a bit of sunshine once we get through the day today. So we're going to be in for a fairly lengthy period of sunny conditions starting tomorrow. But the problem with the high pressure dome that's going to be sitting over our area is that it'll put the lid on the valley, which means the smoke and the pollutants go up and it has no place to go and it comes right back down again. So under a Stage 1 burn ban, all outdoor burning is prohibited. Doesn't matter what it is, agricultural, residential, forest, it's all out the door. If you have an uncertified wood stove, a fireplace insert, if it's an uncertified wood burning device, you can't have it up and running unless it is the only adequate source of heat in your home. Of course, if you have a clean burning certified wood stove, you're not in problem at all. But a Stage 1 burn ban will start tomorrow in Chelan, Douglas, Okanagan, and various counties, again, because of the stagnant conditions that are expected. That's from the Washington State Department of Ecology. Heads up on that. Let's take a look at your weather forecast one more time from the National Weather Service. Still some light sprinkle dinkles possible between now and 10 o'clock this morning. Outside of that, it's just going to be cloudy and foggy, but considerably warmer. High today at 47 degrees. We were right in the lower 30s for our afternoon highs pretty much all this week. We finally warmed up yesterday to 42. We'll be up to 47 today, which is actually above normal. And then we clear out tonight, 31 for the overnight low. And as you can see there, after the fog burns off, and it's not going to be very foggy at all on Saturday morning, we go for a long period of very sunny weather. With those afternoon high temperatures just about normal, those overnight lows, as you see, 23, 27, 28, that's below normal. So quite a bit of sunshine Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday before things get active again just in time for Thanksgiving holiday. So lots of sunshine starting tomorrow. Cool overnight low temperatures. Around the region right now, real quickly, it's 37 outside of our studios. Let's see, Cashmere, you're at 39, Dryden 38, Manson and Chelan at 36 degrees. One more look at the passes. A lot of people heading over the river and through the woods. No problems at all. Some poor visibility and some light rain is about all you're going to deal with. That's a live shot of Snoqualmie Pass right now. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. There's light rain coming down on Stevens Pass, US 2, but again, no advisories, no restrictions. All the temperatures in the mountain passes are actually warmer than it is down here in the valley floor. Blewett Pass, no problems at all. No advisories, no restrictions there. Overcast skies. The big three, the forecast for the mountain passes today. Some light rain till about 10 o'clock this morning. The temperatures will cool down considerably, but there is no real precipitation as far as snow. They're not going to have any at all. Just some light rain until about noon today, and then that's it. And for the weekend, the mountain passes are looking good. No precipitation at all in the forecast. So there you go. Hey, don't forget the news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on this very television station. 5, 6, and 10. What made news on this Friday? We have it for a little package for you to peruse and ingest at 5, 6, and 10. It's also available on demand on our website at NCWLIFE.com. We get it up and running at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the evening. And if you use Facebook, that's cool too. Go to our Facebook page, and our newscast will be there as well, with Grant Olson in the anchor chair, also handling the forecast, and Eric Granstrom with sports. Everybody, have a great weekend, all right? And we'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.